Yes, son. All right, go ahead.
All right.
Yes.
So this is my list of best albums I've heard, because there's a lot more I haven't. Subjectivity, as the exordium to my preface, subjectivity is a theater barely which upon no actor will dare invite objective syllogisms.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's kind of weird.
There we go. So for reference, firstly, allow me the articulation of a discernment fundamental to the integrity of this presentation. I do not list these albums in any particular order, extrinsic the primacy and recency effects. Those albums and songs I wish for you to predominantly focus upon shall follow the volition hereby established by the aforementioned. Secondly, the following enumeration is the compass by which to reference the quality of a given album.
That Wesker.
K is the
Wesker
highest.
represent emo?
Yes.
I love inflation.
So the first is K. You'll know him. That's emo Kafka.
Yeah.
The second one is Prince Mishkin from The Idiot by Dostoevsky. The third one's Mike Patton. He's the weird smiling guy you'll see. Number 4 is Patrick Bateman holding CDs. That's pretty obvious. And then 5 is Fat Wesker. I photoshopped him.
Okay, the contents.
Yes. Okay. So first one is King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime by Faith No More, released in 1995, and there's Plankton busting because it's a good album.
Did you censor him?
Yeah, I had to censor him.
Oh my god. Oh shit.
So released on March 13th, 1995, this album initially received very mixed reviews from critics, and it would initiate a decline in sales that was deviant from their previous albums, Angel Dust and The Real Thing. But nonetheless, this album is probably my favorite record that I have heard in the years I've lived. Yes. And some of my favorite songs are such as What a Day, Last to Know, Absolute Zero, which is only on the deluxe edition, Cuckoo for Kaka, and then King for Yeah, it's as weird as it sounds. But it gets 10 Ks out of 10, which is the highest you can get.
As long as there's not 3 Ks.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ks. See, look, emo. So,
They turn so fast.
yeah, there's Album of the Year, which was released June 3rd, 1997. Despite its success in New Zealand, Australia, and Germany, it bombed in the US horribly. Critics hated it, fans really didn't pay attention to it hardly at all when it released. That said though, aside from being as a cohesive whole, slightly inferior to King for a Day, it's still really good with all its individual songs, such as Helpless, Last Cup of Sorrow, Strip Search, Naked in Front of the Computer, Homesick Home, and She Loves Me Not. They're a little bit odd. See, they get 8 Prince Mushkins and then 2 Mike Pattons, which actually this picture is taken from the Last Cup of Sorrow music video. And then here's Easy Listening for Difficult Fuckheads by Pigface.
Are you trying to tell us something?
Maybe.
Okay.
But
Are we difficult fuckheads?
but this one, okay, its title is weird because I know I've read somewhere that it was actually Difficult Fucking Heads, so I don't know which title is actually accurate. And furthermore, the 2003 date, it is probably 2003, it might be 2002. This album is really yeah, Insect Suspect, which is, as I mentioned here, it was so obscure that hardly any critics actually listened to it, let alone actually rated it. Well, no, my bad, sorry. But anyway, the critics who listened to it, they gave it mixed reviews, which is about the best that critics gave Pigface. But some favorite songs are Insect Suspect, which has held the spot of top song for me since December 2023. Closer to Heaven, Sweet Meat, Mind Your Own Business, King of Negativity, The Horse You Rode In On, and then the German one.
You should read it.
Du liebst mich nicht, ich lieb dich nicht.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like the
yeah.
speeches by Dr. Seuss.
Yeah. It gets, I think it gets 8 payments out 8 Batemans out of 10. You know, it's solid. It's a fine record, but it's nothing. It's fine enough.
Nothing you could give it more than 8 Batemans.
Yeah. So next is Concentration, Machines of Love and Grace, which was released, as you see here, September 21st in 1993. It did not receive much like the previous albums. It didn't really receive much attention from people, media, all that stuff. However, fans and critics have both hailed this album in a very positive, lauding light. It's their second record, and the first one that wasn't horribly produced and just given to the label on their little 8-track machine. Their first one was a bit disastrous, but the good songs off of here that I really like would include Perfect 10, Lilith Eve, Albert Spear, If I Should Explode, Shake, Cheap, and then Acceleration. And then Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar.
Oh.
Yeah, Fat Wesker at the bottom
I
there.
thought that was Chris Redfield.
No.
Fuck.
Chris Redfield was gonna
Insane knowledge, I guess.
he was gonna be on the slides, but he was cut.
No, I know the difference.
Unfortunately.
I've seen them both undressed.
Yeah.
You've seen them both undressed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sarah knows.
On
Sarah gets it.
on March 22nd, 1993, which actually three years later, on March 22nd, 1996, the first Resident Evil was released. So that's pretty neat. Burnout at the Hydrogen Bar. It was released to a solid reception from critics at the time, who extolled it as being revelatory in the cold wave genre. It's the first record to be produced by a major label that they had. They had a previous EP, and it's pretty good. The good songs off this one would be First Suture, Codeine, Glue and You, Suicide Jag, Chemical Halo, and Neurozone. And then Empty by God Lives Underwater, which was released,
Was it?
yeah, September 12th of 1995. They had an EP beforehand, and it was a full,
What's EP?
it's an extended play. It's kind of like an album, except shorter album. It may contain anywhere from 4 to 6 songs or so, roughly.
It's like an incomplete album.
Yeah, kind of. And their first EP, and kind of trash. Their first album, though, it's pretty good. It's solid. The album was received mixed reviews. However, a lot of the songs were used in movies, such as No More Love being used in Johnny Mnemonic, which also had Keanu Reeves in it. It's solid movie. Solid movie. Ultimately, good songs are still All Wrong, Empty, No More Love, We Were Wrong, Tortoise, 23, and Scared. And then David Bowie, obviously, very good, very good. Released January 14th of 1977. This album also, yes, received very mixed reviews. And
Your next review was
yes. But it's now considered to be one of like the greatest albums made, and it influenced a lot of future productions and the conceptions of albums as a whole, and it's considered one of his finest works. And some of the really good songs off of it include Speed of Life, What in the World, Always Crashing in the Same Car, Art Decade, Weeping Wall, and Subterraneans. And as you can see there, get some Kafka's, you know, it's pretty good, pretty solid record. And then another David Bowie record, Heathens, which was released June 10th of 2002. It was his first album in a while to actually be received positively by critics and fans, as his previous efforts throughout the 90s were very experimental. Take, you know, I'm Afraid of Americans with Trent Reznor. Often. Yeah, you know it. It's good. But this one, it's probably one of his better latter career works, which included such good songs as Cactus, which I think is better than the Pixies' original version, Sunday, Heathens, the title track, and Afraid. And I haven't really visited this one in a while, which is why it just kind of has a probation of songs that I really like, but I remember being very enamored with it when I did listen to it. Got some Prince Michigan action down there. You already know.
What do these rankings mean?
Kafka is the
you
best
showed the
you
key
can.
at the very beginning, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh, you're fine, no worries. But here's Guilt. Their last album, which was released by Machines of Love and Grace in 1995. This album, it has a far more guitar rock heavy sound than, say, Concentration did, or their eponymous debut. It also affected in the band supplanting of certain members, like their big forming guitarist Stewart and then the drummer. They were both replaced, and hence there's more of a change in the sound and all that. Received mixed reviews again, because a lot of the obscure records do. But it's honestly, if I had to put it beside Concentration, I'd say this one's probably my favorite. You see there, it gets quite a few patents, some mushkins down there. Some favorite songs would be like Richest Junkie Still Alive, Kiss Destroyer, Animal Mass, Tryst, Twofold Godhead, and Last. And then there's Undertow by Tool. Yeah! On April 6th in 1993, released by Zoo label, divested Tool did to the world Undertow. It was very well received by critics and fans of the alternative scene, and mainly for its creative songwriting approach and its unique tone. Some really good songs off of that would be Intolerance, which I heard at this little event we had at trade school, and I was really blown away that they played a Tool song. But Intolerance, Prison Sex, Sober, 4 Degrees, Crawl Away, Bottom, Swamp Song, and Disgustipated, all classics.
I
Yeah,
feel that all the time.
Disgustipated.
Yeah.
it is. See, we got some K's down there, some K action, you know what I mean? And then we got some with Teeth, 2005, 9 Inch Nails, May 3rd. And though some critiques were pointed to the uncreative songwriting, which is utter horseshit, that is not that bad. The general reception was very solid, and it yielded some prodigious hits for the band, which is kind of the last album that really would. I'm sorry, the albums after this kind of taper off, but some really good songs off this, would be All the Love in the World, You Know What You Are, The Collector, Every Day is Exactly the Same, The Hand That Feeds, Only, Sunspots, and the title track, With Teeth. Oh, we got some K action again. Gotta love that K. Some Bateman, some Patton, all that stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh. Hey, look, MAGA, guys.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was like a far right.
No, I just came up with that because that is like the exact opposite of what he would believe.
Oh, I thought I heard something he was like bad.
Yeah, there's a little bit about the man himself, but on October 8th of 1996, Antichrist Superstar was begotten to the world to superlative responses from critics and fans. It would invoke a lot of anger among some groups, but that also has to do a lot with media coverage, where they're like, oh, hey, this album is about eating babies. I'm like, it is not. The themes of the songs and the album itself center a lot around the idea of hate and the downfall of oneself in the world when there's too much hate, and it is just, we learned about in psychology class actually, there's the id, the superego, and then the ego in between, Now what happens, that id gives way and just absorbs all this hate, I mean, I didn't do a good job of verbally explaining it, but a lot of it is, okay, fine, you want to see what happens when you really hate, the world fucking ends. I mean, pretty much. Yeah, so all the songs off this really are my favorite, but some that I can recall to mind are like the title track, 1996, Dried Up, Tied, and Dead to the World, Irresponsible Hate, Anthem, just to name a few. And then some honorable mentions.
Hello, Calm Nation.
Oh yeah. My friend, he was like really stoned once, and he went over to the screen because I was showing him one of the songs off this record, and it has "ACU" in front of it, obviously, and he covered his finger over it and said, "Oh," and then went over to the couch.
Tell me.
No,
No.
but you can probably guess.
Justice?
But anyway, but
Was it Justice?
I'm not saying.
No, I feel like it was.
But anyway, he went over to the couch and passed down afterward. But
Definitely
but these are albums I would have included, but as you guys can tell, this gets a little tedious after a while, and also I've been up here a while, and we just can't keep going on. So these are singles and albums I would have included. The only actual song proper, is "Temple of Love" by Sisters of Mercy. That song is so fantastic. That gets like 9 Kafkas easily.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that song is so good.
Like Kafkas.
A lot of
As
Kafkas.
long as there's not
Buzz.
3.
Yeah. But we also have "So" by Peter Gabriel, "Latarless" by Tool. Yeah, he's good. "The Fifth Column" by Acumen, Psalm 69 by Ministry.
What?
"Rabid" by Skinny Puppy.
Skinny puppy.
Oh, "Welt" by Ogre, and then "Down on the Upside" by Soundgarden. And final album, which is "Ultra" by Depeche Mode.
Yes.
Yes. This album is really good. April 17th, 1997, saw the release of this acclaimed record, which continued their success in spite of uncertainty in the band, such as the primary vocalist's dependence on substances, which he later got clean, and also their fourth member, I don't remember his name, but their fourth member left after a dispute in the mid-90s. But regardless, this is probably top 3 of my favorite albums. It's very good. It has 1 Prince Mushkin now, but it did have 10 Kafkas when I first made this. "Barrel of a Gun," favorite tracks. "It's No Good," "Home," "Useless," "Sister of Night," "Free State," "Love Thieves," and "Insight." And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, picture.
You're gonna pull up for precise thinking.
I'm deleting this from my laptop.
No, I'm not a human.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
no one
that
else
game.
knows about it, dude. I've been saying references to this people, they're like, what the fuck is that? I'm like,
I know of it. I just haven't.
also,
I don't know.
Yeah, look.
he didn't hear me out.
The
Yeah.
the guy from I'm Not Human.
Yeah, the visitor.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah.
Patrick,
You're right. But do you remember this? Yeah, it's bad. I found this video online. It's bad.
Where
That's
online?
fun video.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, it says pull up for precise seeking in the corner. Do you not see that?